All
Amazing.
right.
All right, well, welcome everybody. We do have people who are new to the Haitian Timoon Foundation on here, so I want to take the opportunity to introduce you to the people who are with us. I am Danette Miller, the Executive Director, and then we also have, you heard from Caitlin Snyder, who was opening it up. She's our Communications and Marketing Lead. And we have Luckner Fond Rose, who we all know as Maya. He is HTF's in-country director, our boots on the ground and leadership in Haiti and really all over the world for you as well. And then our amazing founders, Rick and Harriet Barger, who we will also hear from. So, first of all, I wanted to invite you because at the end of January, when we traveled to Haiti, it was the first time that we had been able to go down there and visit partners. And everybody that we visited was in the south part of the country. So we traveled from the north, got into the north part of the country, and were able to fly to the south, and everything was safe there. We witnessed a completely different story than what you hear in the mainline news. And that's what we wanted to share with you today. Leaders who are being courageous, who have a vision, and who continue to carry HTF's mission forward. We know we cannot do this without you. So the purpose of today is to share with you what we saw, what we heard, what we felt, and the life-changing impact that you're making. So thank you for so much for taking the time to learn more about what's happening in Haiti. And I'm going to turn it over to Rick and Harriet Barger to welcome you more and provide the intro and our first visit to a partner.
Bonjour, tout le monde. We're glad you're here. So I want to briefly uh, that our experience with Haiti was two different things being true at the same time. And what I want to say to you is that Haiti as a whole, and Harriet, we first went there in 1997. So we are getting close to it being 30 years ago. Overall infrastructure is the worst we've ever seen. Um, Places have been abandoned. Infrastructure things have not been fixed. Uh, in terms of NGOs and people working in Haiti, we did not see evidence of any NGO working in Haiti. No Blancs, no people riding around in SUVs and things like that. They're gone. A lot of things have been abandoned, and much of Haiti is feeling abandoned and deserted. Thanks to the great driving of Maya. Do you know I taught him how to drive in Haiti? I taught him how to drive. So once I got him started, he was okay. But we were able to dodge some roadblocks and some other things and navigate through very crowded villages and cities on our way from Lakai. But we landed in Lakai, or in Creole, Okai, which is, if you look at Haiti, way out here. And because we wanted to start and visit HELP. HELP has moved, as was able to accept a freshman class this year. They couldn't accept one last year because of all the danger in Port-au-Prince. You may recall that a bullet went through the HELP office there. That wasn't helpful. Uh, and just dorms and gangs. And in order to do a freshman class, we have cooperated. When I say we, some of y'all know that I'm also a trustee on the HELP. We're able to create a partnership with the American University of the Caribbean, which is in Lakai. And set up there for the students is extraordinarily peaceful. Uh, and they've got their own campus, the students do, with a whole place for the administrator there. They've got dormitories where, uh, you got the women where there are four bunks to a suite. And then you got the men where there's 16 bunks to a suite, but men are always used to, giving it up, taking one for the team. And so they are there. They are happy. We've met with the help students, Gary DeLise there, Gael Pressois, who help has been working with in terms of overall country. initiatives with agriculture. Uh, we met with the provost, talk about future cooperation and what it is that we might do. But the signature thing about meeting in Lakai was the absolute sense of gratitude of the help students to be in the program and what some of them did to get there. Uh, it's not easy to come from Port-au-Prince and get to Lakai. So some or anywhere. So like Ralph, for instance, who I'm going to talk about in just a minute. Caitlin, can you throw up some pictures of help, please, from our visit? Get Ralph and the others. Uh, Ralph grew up in Corfu, and those of you who've been to Haiti know that Corfu is one of the top slums. Very dangerous area right now, just completely gridlocked by gangs. And there's our help contingent that's there. And Ralph got to Lakai by boat, got on a boat and came around and found a place to jump off and then took taps and that in order to get to the campus. And um, there with similar stories. Other students that we met with that are HTF sponsored are Laura. Laura is from City Soleil, which is the worst slum and totally gang infested in Haiti. And she managed to get there, an amazing young lady. And then we met with Jeff. And Jeff Lee is from Quatabouquet, also completely gridlocked by gangs. But we had dinner with them, as well with Gary and Gael and Suze, who was the help administrator there at this wonderful, wonderful place on the water in a section called Galine, where we had fish and lobster and all of that. And in honor of John Carpenter and Brian Rendell's, we had Cold Prestige. And somebody had some Babankou in honor of Paul Massacio. So we toasted all of you in Haiti and had an absolute terrific visit and left there just so thankful for people who continue to invest in what we're doing and investing in the Help Initiative. So, uh, 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 do you want to show the video of Ralph when I
Yeah.
asked him what his dream was?
Yes. Now, we also want to state that Ralph is the first recipient of the Barger Family Help Scholarship. So we were incredibly honored to be able to spend time with him. But Rick had a question for him. So go ahead,
Well,
Caitlin.
anyway, we Ralph took off his NC State basketball shirt when we got there. He didn't want to do any NIL work, so uh,
Your question was, what's
it's your
your
dream.
dream?
My dream is in this 5 year. I want to I want to become a graduate at the faculty agronomy.
Okay.
Yes. In the 5 year.
Okay.
Yeah. After I want I plan to do a master in rural engineering.
Okay. And then do what?
After I would like to serve my country in the future.
You need to interpret.
So what we heard over and over is we want to serve our country. Help students that are coming in are committed to staying in the country after they graduate. When help started 25, 26 years ago, 85% of all college graduates did not live in Haiti, which meant there was a tremendous brain drain, which is why you see the infrastructure is a train wreck. And now with all the gangs and all of this, I would say the number of college graduates that don't live in Haiti is in excess of 95%. Unfortunately, over the last several years, we've had more not a large overwhelm, but we've had more help graduates that have been out for a time.
I think he's losing his internet.
Yeah,
Shake your mouse, Rick.
unfortunately, sometimes
Yeah.
that happens with his internet.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes back. All right. So yeah,
Danette, do you want to define what HELP stands for?
yeah. So HELP is the Haitian Education Leadership Program.
Madam
And
Executive Director.
hello, we can hear you now. Oh no. Okay, we just lost him. It is a university program, an HTF sponsors scholarship. So we're currently sponsoring 14 students, but around not just their university curriculum, HELP provides other extra classes such as English. So Ralph is a first year student, just started school in October, November classes, and that he didn't speak English before he got to campus. So what you're hearing is what he is learning at HELP in the short time that he's been there. They also offer citizen and leadership classes, and in some areas, I'm sorry, and IT, yes, and career counseling. So in Haiti, the general university does not offer, like we have in the US here, guidance counselors or career counseling, but the HELP program does have that service for them. Also to note, in Haiti, an undergraduate program is 5 years. So 4 is their curriculum study and the 5th year is their thesis, which is also another area that the HELP staff and professors help assist the HELP students with. So it's much more than just a university scholarship. This is leadership development, encouragement, and they also do internships. It's much broader than what the university program is. All right, so thank you for sharing about HELP. Next, we want to have Maya. Maya had this dream several years ago, and he'll tell you all about it, to start a program for children that didn't belong, and a lot of them were on the streets or with other families, and then also sponsoring high school students. So he's going to introduce our Living Faith and our Rejoice program that we left Lakai. So Friday, you just saw our Friday portion. And then we drove Saturday to Jacmel, which was about 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours.
Not all paved road, and through some very large markets.
It would have been 4 if I had driven, but it was okay.
Then through some very large markets where we were literally stuck in the market. But hey, we got to experience all of Haiti. And so anyways, Maya, will you talk about Rejoice in Living Faith, please?
Bonjour tout le monde. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor for me to part of this webinar. Yes, Rejoice program is a day program, which is a Saturday program for children who were restavek, child slave, which started a year after the earthquake that was hit Haiti. As you know, in Haiti, there are hundreds of thousands children who are restaveks. Restaveks in Haiti doesn't mean you just live with a stranger, someone who does not belong to your family. When you are not living with your parents, your father, your mother, you living with an uncle, your auntie, or a cousin, or someone related to you, you staying with that person, but not treating the same way as their own children. You're not probably sent to school. You are staying with them to do their choices, do what they call you to do. So there are a lot of these children, and I was one of them growing up, and I know what it's meant to be a child slave, West Avec. And after the earthquake, there become more children like this who give away or left abandoned. So I was thinking about a way to put a program together to reach out to some of these children in Jacmel. And so I end up putting a program, which is a Saturday program, where we gather them at L'École Sainte Trinité every Saturday, where we teach them basic school stuff, and we teach them about their value, self-esteem, and how to socializing with themselves, with other people, and in the community. And by doing that, we end up integrate every one of them into a local school. And today, all of these children who are part at Rejoice are in school. In Rejoice, we have several life skills program that we taught these kids because we knew that it's not all of them that will be finished with high school or to go to college. So in a very young age, we start teaching them some skills so that they can if they not find a way to a professional school like university, so they can have something to live on to make their living. So they're learning a lot of life skills at Rejoice on Saturday. Uh, and when they come at Rejoice, we feed them, we make sure they get something to eat because when they come program, the program it's start at 8 to 1, so they have to have something to eat. So we now a lot of them are young kids, young teenagers. Some of them are now finished with high school. We have two of them who graduate from high school who was become part of Living Faith, which I started again. So and today, like last week, I was in Jacmel after Pastor Rick and Danet left. I have a conversation with them. Some of them say, Maya, when I came to Rejoice, I was 4 years old. I was 5, and now I am 22. I am 20, and now I am in 10th grade. I'm in 11th grade. So the program is to educate them so they take them out from the street, help them know that they're valued, they have dignity, and they can integrate into the society and become another Maya, because I was a West Avec, and today I am a successful person because of Saint Joseph, because of Haitian Timon Foundation, because of Haitian Timon Foundation who invested in me. So it is great for me to investing in these children, and now these children are the future of their family, of their community. And so what now? Also, I started the Living Faith School program. This program was started with the student that was finished with 6th grade at L'École Sainte Trinité who couldn't afford to continue with secondary school. So back then, there was one student, his name is James Blanchard, that I was about to sponsor myself to pay for him to go to secondary school. So the world goes around to other students, and they come to me and say, Maya, I heard you're gonna help James with to go to continue with his education. How can you help us as well? Back then, we had the camp going on, and we have Pastor Wanda from Sheridan Lutheran Church, which I approached. I told her about the need, and she said, Maya, let's do it. Since then, we have living faith exist. So we have 30 current student in the living faith student right now, but we already graduate 9 of them. 9 of them of the living faith student are graduate from high school, and 2 of them are already registered to university. We have Mitzi Simonis, who are studying engineering and civil engineering. And we have Michela Jean-Pierre, who is registered into medical school. The other students are trying to find ways to integrate into a university. So, as I know, all of them would not be able to attend university. So I start coming up with ideas how I can equip them to with skills. So last year I told Jacques Danet about a program that I want to put together to teach these kids some electricity and how to do solar panel installation. So right now we have this program going on every Saturday for the Living Faith student and the Rejoice kids on Saturday, where we have a teacher coming teaching them electricity and a solar panel installation. So all of this is to equip them so they can have jobs, opportunity, and they can make their living. So none of these program will not be exist if HTF wasn't willing and see the value of it to invest it in it. And also this year, we're gonna have another 4 finishing student from the program that will be graduate from high school. So the idea is to continue working with these kids, equip them, supporting them, give them the skills that they needed to become another Maya in the future.
We need more Mayas in Haiti.
We
Thank
need
you,
more
Maya.
Mayas. Yeah.
Yeah.
From somebody who saw both Living Faith and Rejoice at the ground floor, to go in this Saturday morning when we met them, it is breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking to see the transformation and the impact on these kids that has happened over this period of time. So, bravo, bravo, bravo.
And
We are-
so
Oh,
I was going to say, so it's one thing to talk about this impact, but we want to share when the students say it, and Maya's going to translate. So we have a video. Caitlin, go ahead.
You got an answer? Before I was in the program, I wasn't going to school. With Rejoice, they helped me with my education. And also they teach me about family because I didn't grow up with my father. Okay. She said that because of Rejoice of what we taught, what they taught us, and we are able to make money and doing a summer by making things like this and sell crochet and sell them, and also by making knitted soap and sell them and making money to have with the family.
Great.
I also thankful to you for investing on us. Of course.
We are proud of you. We're very proud.
She said that because of Rejoice, I didn't live out in the street anymore.
Wow.
And she said that because of Rejoice, I learned a lot of skills stuff, such as how to make knitted soap and crochet and decoration,
Oh, the balloons.
the balloons, and with the pepper and balloons. We call it pastorale.
Oh, from. Yes.
And because of this, we learn, we learn about marriage, life matters, and how to be proud of ourselves, and as kids, to be proud and to have value of our ourselves.
Self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem.
Tell them they are important.
Dadet di nou ke nou chak ki la nou vremen important.
Mhm.
It ended there.
That's all right. This picture is, so right next to those Rejoice students that you saw were learning to crochet. We went to the next classroom. Now remember, this is Saturday, so it's in a school building. And these are the Living Faith students. And for me personally, walking in here to know that these students, most of them, 30 students in here, are currently being sponsored by supporters in the Living Faith as a high school student. But there were also 9, as Maya said, that graduated that had come here on this Saturday to meet us, because for most of them, this is the first time that they'd ever met anybody from HTF because we had not been able to travel. But each one of these students in here, it was just breathtaking for me to see this program that Maya had a dream about to sponsor them for high school, and the major impact that is happening for them personally and for their family, because almost all of these students sitting there are the first ones to be in high school, and those that have graduated are the first ones to graduate from high school in their family. All right, so now we're going to move. So this was Saturday morning, and then later we went up the mountain to visit Fondwa University, which is Fondwa University is a early partner long time ago, and I'm going to let Rick talk about that there's potential to invest in them further. 3 specific programs that they offer are agronomy, vet tech, and business management, all focused on rural areas of Haiti. So Rick, will you tell a little bit about the previous relationship and how this conversation started?
Yeah, the relationship started way back when HTF first became a 501c3, and we had our first grant from Abiding Hope Lutheran Church that was a tithe of the gifts for a capital fund campaign called Now is the Time for Our Children. We had a relationship. We had met Father Joseph Felipe, and he's a well-known Roman Catholic priest in Haiti. And he introduced us to the peasant community of Fondwa and applied for a grant. We looked at some other things that were going on there that we said no to, but he introduced us to us if we would help complete a high school there. And so Fondwa was among the first recipients ever of an HTF grants after we became a 501. At that time, he talked about the dream of a university, and there wasn't a whole lot of details and some other things, and so time happens. Well, Father Joseph Felipe is also the visionary behind Foncose, because he really has a heart for the marginalized and the poor. And Ann Hastings, who was the executive director, president of Foncose, is the one who introduced us to the Chemin Lave Mio project in the Central Plateau, and where we became the initial funders for that. And John Carpenter was with me when we met with Ann there to actually listen to what her dream was for what might be able to help the ultra poor. So coming back full circle, retired, had some health issues, but Fondwa put her on their board. She contacted Danette and me in the fall of the year and told us about this university. So I'll leave it to Danette now.
Sure. So we, as I mentioned, they have 3 programs that they're focused on. So we spent the day just talking with students, hearing what they wanted to study and their dream on how they wanted to change rural Haiti. And then also met with some of the faculty. That was on Saturday. We spent the evening there in their guest house. And then Sunday, we experienced their graduation, which was, they only do these graduations, I think she said, every 2 to 3 years, because it's a big expense for them and a big ordeal. And it was major pomp and circumstances, which it needs to be. And just hearing the students about what they're going to be doing, focus on agronomy, for those of you who don't know, is agriculture, farming. The veterinarian vet tech program that they have is the only vet tech program in all of Haiti. And that relationship between this university and Foncose for the Chemin La Vie Mio program, they use some of those vet techs to go and check the livestock, which are some of the assets that the women in that 18-month program receive. So they act as the veterinarians for Foncose. And then the third area of study is the business management piece. So all of this is to invest in the rural areas of Haiti, having people have a thriving life and flourishing life outside of some of the major cities, such as Port-au-Prince, that's obviously struggling right now. It was a wonderful visit with them. And then, Caitlin, are there any other pictures from okay, so we showed, look, can you bring up the ones of the building the ones with the dirt in the building again? One of the things that we got to do is, as they look to expand and look for additional partners, which is why we went to visit them, is the area in that top picture is where they are building a dorm that will house 2 dorms for 150 female and 150 male students. And they own all of this land. So these structures, they're going to be very large. There's going to be a cafeteria, a place to study, but the area is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see from the pictures. All right. We're gonna
Let me jump in just a second, Danette. Father Joseph's vision, now whether it materializes or not, it's sort of in process, is that your rural communities all around Haiti will have a Fondois vet tech,
Yeah.
a Fondois agronomist, and a Fondois business person to empower and help this rural community prosper. And that's his vision.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. And then on Sunday, after we witnessed their graduation celebration, we went down the mountain to Wings of Hope. And Wings of Hope is home for children and adults that have different abilities. So some of them are physically challenged or have neurological and things going on. And the purpose was to visit them, to play with them, to be with them, to love on them. We worship them. For anybody that's traveled with us that has been to Wings of Hope, it is one of the most spirit-filled worship services you could ever experience with them. During a time of forgiveness and praise, even if they cannot talk, they speak. They speak to God. They ask for forgiveness. They praise God. It is just, it's just an incredible experience. But this is actually Maya there on the right. This is how HTF met Maya, because Maya used to be the director of Wings of Hope back when, Maya, you were probably like 19 years old then? 19, 20 years old?
I was 20 something.
Okay, very, very young when he was the director of Wings of Hope. So Wings of Hope is located in Jacmel as well. So we spent Sunday late afternoon, early evening with them.
And Josephine is on the left. For those of you who've been there, she is alive and well and still feisty.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. The day before, when we were out with a living faith,
Which is
which was before,
beside.
which is right beside, you got this section of land, and my voice is not a quiet voice. From Wings of Hope ventures and comes to the door and looks at me and gets all excited, then runs back to Wings of Hope Of course, we didn't go there. It took us the next afternoon to get there. But I'm going to tell you something. When they saw us walking on that path to come there, it was unbelievable. I thought Jesner was going to dislocate his shoulder and arms dancing around. They came up over us, and immediately Steve was coming up to me, guitar, guitar. And I had one. We sang songs, we did this, but they were absolutely thrilled to see us, and they never, it was like we had never left.
They could not
They
get
were
close
precious.
enough. They could not get close enough to us. They literally were like sitting on top of us. Yeah,
So
it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. All right, then so that ends up to Sunday, and then Monday, we went to L'École Saint Trinity, and L'École Saint Trinity is a school that is a Montessori preschool all the way up to grade 9,
Right.
a grade 9. But Rick or Maya, well, one of you, because when I first visited L'École Saint Trinity, it went to grade 6. And so that would have been
Right,
2015,
correct.
2016. But since then, they've added 3 grades, and HTF was a huge part of that in getting those grades added on for the classroom. So
HTF actually funded the building of the original LST and put on that second floor. That was HTF who did that. And now there's a third floor. So
yeah,
it was a vision of a school for people who couldn't go to school that it would be the best. I could tell you a long story about that, but time doesn't permit us. But it's amazing.
it's
Sorry to jump in
amazing.
there.
And the students are flourishing. And of course, they sang for us. And these are the preschool Montessori students, the little ones. And they sang Sase Anju. Classrooms. We went into many of the classrooms to see the students, and it was just heartwarming and wonderful to see them. And for, again, these young students, this is the first time they've seen anybody visit from HTF. So prior to 2019, we were taking multiple groups down each year to visit with them. So it was wonderful to reconnect. And the leaders of this school welcoming us, walking us around, sharing with us, they were amazing as well.
It's in the best shape I've ever seen it.
And I wanted to say one thing. We have a student that we sponsor who's in 6th grade, and we have pictures of her from 2 years ago and now, and it's her face under, she's smiling. It is a great transformation. So your dollars are making a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. Part of the child sponsorship is they are fed lunch there. So they're able to eat that meal there each day. And then from L'École Saint Trinity, we went up the mountain to CEI, and we went up to CEI. Verbeau, who's on the call here, is the one who started CEI, and that story is because Verbeau could not go to school when he lived up there until he was 12 years old, because the school closest to him was a 2-hour walk. And so his parents would not let him go to that school. So his dream was to have a school in his community up at the mountain. And this is part of it. In Hoops for Haiti that we ran last year, the 6 congregations that participated were able to add 3 new classrooms to the school. So on Monday, while we were there in Haiti, they did the dedication for those 3 classrooms. And the impact for these 3 classrooms.
Mama Verbeau.
Yeah, on the left, there's Mama Verbeau. That's Verbeau's mom. She did the ribbon cutting, and Maya and I followed her up the steps to those 3 classrooms for the ribbon cutting. But the impact of these 3 classrooms is 75 to 100 additional students, which increases that school size by 25%. It takes them to grade 12. So they will need to add grade 13 to complete the process, but it's incredible for that community. We were not there when they started from the community towards the bottom of the hill, and they came up with a banner, and they had a big parade coming into this entire celebration. And then after all of this and speakers and Rick and I both spoke here and told them how proud we were of them and proud to be partnered with them. Everybody was fed a meal. Everybody that you see there, the children, the community, but the impact of this dedication is just an incredible moment for this entire community, because Verbeau's dreams not only the school, but he's building and doing community development around this. Some of you may know about the Kids for Kids program at CEI, where they buy goats and they give them to families that can't afford tuition or not pay full tuition. And the goal is for those families to multiply those goats. And when the goats have those little kid goats, they come back to the school and it's given to another family. And so the process continues. And he's going to start doing gardening with them. But it was just a wonderful celebration. It's been a long-term relationship and great to see this happen. We were treated like dignitaries coming in, I will tell you that. Front row, white seats with ribbon on them. We did not expect that. The pictures that were given to us before we went did not even have the Haitian Ti Moune logo on this building. And if you saw underneath there, they put Hoops for Haiti, Don Hoops for Haiti. It means from Hoops for Haiti or for Hoops for Haiti, because that's how the fund was raised. So last year, Hoops for Haiti raised $67,000. And this is a result of that $67,000. So thank you, everybody, for participating in that.
Danette, can I give just one little itty bitty commentary?
Absolutely.
Okay, those of you who may have gone on an immersion trip with me in the somewhere around 2005, 2006, 2008, in those early years, when we would go to CEI up in the mountains, it was just a dream. And I told you that when I first met Verbeau, which was in 1997, he was the director of outreach for Paza Pa. The speech I would tell people when we were up there at CEI is that Verbeau, Jean Julien, the one and only Verbeau Jean Julien, was taking his salary from Paza Pa because he had a dream for the school. So that would not be there. And this was the speech that I gave to the group, was that you're here first because of the generosity of one person who had a dream, and it was Verbeau. And out of that dream became imagination and possibility and tenacity. And what is there now is a completely different a solar system than what anybody on this call has seen in the past and going up to visit CEI. So I say to Verbeau, who is on this call, well done, bon bagay, bon bagay.
Bravo. Yes, bravo. Big school up there now.
And there are a bunch of Jean Juliens up there too. So a lot of people.
Verbeau's relatives, everybody that he's talking about. Absolutely. All right. So then we came down off that mountain and we visited Remember the Children Southeast, who we have been partnering with now for about 6 years, but we've never been able to go see what was happening. And wow, we were so impressed with the program. So, even our writings on the past in this, I will have to say, we're not sharing with you exactly what was happening and what we got to see, because we talked about after school program, soccer, and sports. It's more than that. These children are being invested. They are being taught how to work together as a team. They're talked about telling them how valuable they are, words of encouragement, teaching them leadership on the field. And all of it is happening in the soccer field. So we got to play soccer and do some of the drills with them. We got to meet a young lady who is a leader in this group. And Angelica, is that how you say her name, Rick? Angelica?
Yes,
Angelica. Yes. She shared with us her dream to play soccer for Haiti. And she's very soft-spoken, but prior to coming into this program, she would have never stood up and shared a dream. She she didn't feel like she was valued or important. And so this program sponsors over 60 students. So we had 60 students out on the soccer field, these young kids all the way up to teenagers. But I will tell you, around the building, people know that this exists because when we walked outside, there were probably, I don't know, Harriet, maybe 20 or 30 more children that followed us down the little alleyway towards the soccer field. But when they first came in this program, these children were shy and they lacked confidence. And with the leaders of this program who believe in them and with sponsorship from our supporters, they now have 60 children that are growing up confident and feeling valued and want to do something more. And it's all about Remember Children Southeast and just investing in these children. And then
wait, go back.
Let's go back to that. Yeah.
Wait, go back. I need to tell you that in June, Atlanta, Georgia, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Morocco's soccer team will take on Haiti in the World Cup. So here, Atlanta, Georgia.
And this
Yes.
young woman was very confident that she could be on the national team. There was no holding her back. She knew she could do it.
And the leadership skills that are just natural, like she's just natural, but she was out on the field running drills with her peers for the warm up, and playing and telling them, what to do. Yeah, we got to keep our eye on her. She's probably going to play soccer.
Maybe president.
Yeah, well, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? And then we left Remember Children Southeast. So this was Monday night, went back to the hotel, and then Tuesday woke up and went to Pazapa. So Pazapa is also in Jacmel, and it is a school. It started out, Rick, if I remember this right, this was for the deaf and the mute and some physical disabilities, but it's a lot more now.
Yeah. But even when Verbeau was the director of outreach, in the outreach program, they had 500 kids all out the area.
And in the outreach program, for those of you that are new to this program, is they have therapists and caseworkers that go out to the families because they either can't come to this center, come to this school, or come to the center for physical or occupational therapy. That's one reason. But the other is that they often seek out these families because in Haiti, if a child is born with a challenge or disability, they're often overlooked or not talked about. If you go to their home, the child's, they're hidden children. They're hidden children. So the idea is to help the family and then also to integrate them into the community. So it's a full enrichment program that can happen at the home or within the school.
And what's remarkable about Pazapa specifically, and a little bit about Wings of Hope, is Wings of Hope and Pazapa heavily relied upon organizations like Doctors Without Borders, their orthopedic people, and other people who could deal with children who had special needs, but also Healing Hands of Canada, where people would come down, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and stuff like that, and orthopedics people who could correct clubbed feet and all of these things, and cleft palates and all of this, that these the gangs and all of that, they have been unable to come to Haiti. And yet these organizations within their own have been able to have the kind of medical expertise that they've been carrying on, and they haven't stopped because they don't have this outside people coming in. So very inspirational, and just touched me that they're able to do this because they believe in it. Again, a word that I have for our whole trip is impact, impact, impact. Generational change, cultivating hope. I said at the beginning, there's two things going on at the same time. Haiti's a train wreck, but yet where HTF's fingerprints are, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
it's a resurrection story. So thank everybody.
And this cannot take place without you, those of us that have joined this. We've got a few minutes extra, not extra, but we've got a few minutes left, and we wanted to open it up for questions. If anybody had a question, you raise your hand, and then Caitlin can open up your microphone or if there's any questions in the question area, Caitlin.
There are no questions in the question and answer. So that's probably our quickest, easiest way to do it. Is if you guys want to type the Q&A, should be at the bottom. If you raise your hand, I can also, I think, allow you to speak.
can.
So yeah, and I will get to you as quickly as I can.
I'll just say while you're doing that, that I think our hearts were full, just the joy of seeing this continue. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. That we cannot express enough. It's one thing to see pictures and hear the work of our partners. And one of the reasons why we wanted to share this with you is because you're seeing so many different stories coming out of Haiti. And these are true life-changing, hope-filled stories. So not only are you planting seeds, but these seeds that have been planted for a long time are flourishing and growing. And never did we dream of having 30 students in Living Faith and 9 graduates out of there. Maya probably dreamed all of that the whole time, but you never thought that that would happen in the time frame that it's happened. So if there aren't any questions, I mean, we just want to thank you for stepping
I've got
into.
one.
Okay, great.
I've got one. It is Bonnie Jolson just asked, can the Haitian students become ambassadors for HTF? So Bonnie, I think you're asking maybe just within Haiti. So Danette can answer that, but then maybe also Danette, you can talk about if people who are new to this want to get involved with HTF's mission in the US. So maybe you can talk a little bit about Haiti and our ambassadors, and then maybe also the US, as this is our 25th anniversary.
Yeah, we've not had like an official ambassador program, but one way that they do represent and can become ambassadors for HTF are we have a summer camp that Maya hosts, and oftentimes we will use help students who then that entire summer camp is hosted by HTF, and we will have help students come in and help, or Maya is also engaged some of the older students out of Living Faith or Remember Children of Southeast. So they are somewhat ambassadors for HTF and helping with that camp, but that's a great idea. Thank you, Bonnie. If you are curious, we'll send out an email after this, but if you are curious and want to get involved, if you're not involved right now, I can provide a link, and then in the link on the donate page, if you want to sponsor a student for primary school, it's $40 a month. For high school, it's $70 a month. That's an opportunity if you'd like to involve in that way.
And then we have 2 questions asking for a quick update on CLM. And the women there, knowing we weren't able to travel in January, but maybe can you give us the 60-second where are we at now update there?
Yes. So the CLM program, I just got an update from Steve Whirlin last night. They are wrapping up the selection process for a new cohort that will be located further north from the Central Plateau. So people that are familiar with the Chemin La Vie Mio program, most of the women that we've sponsored have been near Mirebalais, either a little bit to the west of Mirebalais in another small area that I can't pronounce, but they just graduated in December.
Loxowobus, which is over near
DR,
the
near the
DR.
DR, yes. We just had that cohort graduate in December. So the selection process has been going on now, and it usually takes 2 to 3 months. And they are about ready to do another launch the week of March 23rd, I believe is what he said, 23rd or 26th. We've not made any plans there, but there is a safe way to get there through Cap Haitian. If you fly into Cap Haitian and drive down to Hinch, it's not too far outside of Hinch, and it's completely safe, which is why they started moving their cohorts up north. We are planning on sponsoring over 100 women in this cohort as well.
And
So
the
we're-
reason we didn't go to the Central Plateau on this trip is there's just no way to get there from where we were.
No,
You know, there's no way without going back up. I mean, anyway, we wanted to get in and out of Haiti, see what we needed to see,
Trial run.
trial
See
run,
if it was safe.
because it put pressure on our partners. And because there was nobody there, getting hotel reservations was pretty easy. So we pretty much had them to ourselves.
And then, Danette, the launch will be in March for this new cohort, and that's following a December graduation of the previous cohort that we sponsored, which brought HTF's total to about 10,000 or 1,000 families. No, about that we've
1,000.
helped.
it's over 1,000, just over
It's over
1,000.
1,000. Okay.
Mhm.
I added an extra number on accident. But over 1,000 female-led families throughout our partnership with Empowering Women.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for entering this story, taking the time. We really hope that you enjoyed it. We enjoy sharing this kind of information and the pictures. We send things out in the email, but it's not the same as hearing it from us who have traveled. So we hope that you feel and saw the hope that we felt when we went there. It's so encouraging. And none of this work is possible without having your support. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. We know you deeply care about HTF's mission. And thank you for showing up today. We are incredibly grateful for your support. Take care.
Au revoir.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bon travail.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.